Hi, I'm Cheryl and welcome to the Sewing Room channel. I just want to mention, don't forget to follow me on Instagram at the Sewing Room channel and also check out my Facebook page. In this video tutorial, I'm going to show you how to take a ready-made tablecloth that you can purchase at Walmart, on the internet, Bed Bath & Beyond, places like that. And I'll show you how to put a really pretty Christmassy decorative edge using something called prairie points. Now let's take a closer look at the tablecloth. These prairie points start out as squares and then they are folded into this triangular shape and then you stitch them on the edge. I'll show you a really easy process to do it, so let's get started. I'm using a tablecloth that I purchased from Walmart. This is their Mainstays brand, and I picked a rather large one, 60 inches wide by 102 inches long. You can also order these on walmart.com if they don't have it in your store, have it delivered to the store with free shipping, and then you can just go in and pick it up. You can also find red tablecloths or green if you prefer on amazon.com. When you purchase your fabric, you want to leave the selvage edges folded together down here. Then fold it again. And the reason why I'm folding it so many times is it's easier to cut a lot of pieces very quickly by folding it. So the first thing you want to do is straighten out your raw edge over here. So place your ruler on one of the lines on your cutting mat and cut this edge off. Now move your ruler 5.5 inches, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.5, and then do a cut. Move it over again 5.5 inches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.5, and cut. You want to keep moving your ruler over every 5.5 inches until you have your piece of fabric cut. I recommend stacking at least 2 of your strips on top of each other to speed up the cutting time. So now you want to cut this raw edge straight. So place your ruler on a line on your cutting mat and cut. And again, move it over every 5.5 inches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.5, and do a cut. And continue moving it over 5.5 inches until you have all of your pieces cut. The number of squares you cut depends on the size of your tablecloth. Mine is 60 inches wide by 102 inches long. I used 64 squares with a 1/2 inch overlap, and I will go over the overlap later. Out of each 5.5 inch wide strip you cut, you will get 7 5.5 inch squares. Take your square and make sure the back of the fabric is facing up at you. Take this corner to that corner, line up your edges, and press with your iron. Now take this corner to this corner, and then press again. Continue doing that until you have all of your pieces pressed. I recommend you pre-wash this tablecloth before you start stitching on it. Sometimes when you buy these red and green holiday tablecloths, they come with an unfinished edge. And that's my preferred way to get them. That way when I want to embellish the edges, it's much easier for me to stitch on. So the ones that you get at Bed Bath & Beyond are usually not a finished edge. But I don't have one of those near me, so Walmart, their edges are finished. It's going to take too long to remove all the stitches to undo the edge. And not only that, this edge is very crooked. So I'm going to just cut the hem off. So I've got the back side of the tablecloth facing up, placing my ruler there along the hem there, and then just trim it off. So you want to go around to all 4 of your edges and trim it off. As I was trimming the edges off of my tablecloth, I noticed that the fabric began to unravel quickly. So I decided to go ahead and go to my serger machine and serge all of the edges. If you do not have a serger, then do a zigzag stitch along all the edges. Remember, if your tablecloth already has serged edges, you have the perfect setup for this. So take your triangles, place the raw edge going out away from the center of your square or rectangle tablecloth. You want to make sure that the raw edge of the triangles is a 1/2 inch from this edge here, and that is on all 4 sides. So you want to go ahead and place your pieces in 2 of the corners for now and get those corners laid out 1/2 inch away. Now how far you place them apart from each other depends on the size of your tablecloth. So begin overlapping them at least a 1/2 inch. All right, 1/2 inch. If you find that you have like part of a space, you've got 2 or 3 inches to fill in, then shift all of your pieces until they are at least even. The other thing you want to do is make sure that this one here is underneath this one. Same way here, okay? Go ahead and place all of them. I would do one side first, because if you have a really long tablecloth like mine, it was 102 inches, you only want to do one side at a time. This is just a sample for demonstration. After you've got your first edge all placed, place pins to hold them. Then stitch 1/4 inch from the raw edge in all the way across. After you stitch them all on, then at the corners, you want to take the corner and fold it towards the back. And then stitch across here so it's folded to where you bring it. I'm going to turn it over to the other side. So on the back, here's my stitch line. I darkened it for you so you could see it. Bring the point of the corner right up against the corner of the stitch line. Then stitch right across here to hold it down. Take the edge of the tablecloth and put it up against the stitch line here. So put it up there. Don't put it above the stitch line, but near the stitch line. And you don't really need to pin this. You just need to go to your sewing machine and fold it over and stitch down, about 1/8 of an inch from this folded edge down here. So basically you're stitching almost in the middle of this serged edge. Whatever you do, don't stitch above this stitch line here that's holding your triangles on. After you've stitched all 4 edges down, your corners are going to look like this. After you've done all of the edges, you've folded them over, now you need to press these triangles. They're also called prairie points in the quilt world, in case you want to know. So you're going to push this binded edge under like that and pull the prairie point or triangle out. So tuck them under, then press your edges, and it will make it a lot easier for the next step. So it'll look like that. Now take your corner, pull it in like this, and then fold your other edge over that. Take the other edge and fold it over. And you can pin that. So your corner is tucked underneath and these other folded edges are on top of it. So now everything is tucked under, and this is the front side now. You're going to stitch about 1/8 of an inch above this stitch line and stitch all the way around all 4 sides. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching and happy sewing. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, would you please click on the thumbs up button and don't forget to click on share to share this video with your friends. If you haven't subscribed yet, click on that red subscribe button down there in the lower right-hand corner of your screen. And don't forget to click on the bell and enter your email address so you receive email notifications about my latest video. I'm Cheryl and this is Manny. See you next time and happy sewing!